Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Chilltown Hoops. I'm your host, Jermaine. The youngsters call me OG. My friends call me J-Dub. Let's get to it. So I was asked the question of, who does this title going to mean more to? Is it going to mean more to Giannis, or is it going to mean more to Chris Paul? Well, both of those guys, this is their first trip to the NBA Finals. And the talk is that Chris Paul, this is probably his last go-round because of the stage that he's at in his career. And Giannis has so much more time. Well, there's no guarantee that you're getting back to the finals. Dan Marino got to the Super Bowl in his second year, and the talk was we're going to see years of Dan Marino in the Super Bowl. He never got back. Never got back. That was his only appearance. So, just the idea that Giannis is younger, we can't negate the fact that this is just important, if not more important to him than it is to Chris Paul, because we're talking about a two-time league MVP. We're talking about a defensive player of the year who, if he can't win, that's going to be the knock on him, especially if he never gets back. This is what he's going to be graded on. Well, the one time you got there, this is what you did. I do believe that this is his best opportunity to win it. I think this is the best team that he's been on since he's been in Milwaukee. I think that before his injury, this was the best that he had been playing since I had seen him. And his team, this is the best that they've been playing. Now, what does that mean for Chris Paul? Because Chris Paul has gotten to the playoffs numerous times, and his game was never in question when he got to the playoffs. The question was durability, because at some point, he broke down. And that wasn't the narrative on him, that was fact. You know, he broke his hand in the playoffs. He had a hamstring injury in the playoffs, deep into the playoffs. So these are the things that went on with him. So they definitely raised the question of, can he do it? Can he even get there to do it? And the evidence has shown that he couldn't, not because of his game, because his game was unquestioned. Well, could he hold up? Well, he is holding up now. Can he continue to hold up? That's going to be the question. We know that Chris Paul's got partially torn ligaments in his hand. They're trying to hide that, but it's been known. He's got torn ligaments in his hand. His shoulder isn't 100%. But when we get to this stage of the playoffs, nobody's 100%. We're talking over 100 games that your team has played up until this point. So nobody's 100%. Now it's just a matter of getting through it physically and mentally. So who has the edge in this series? Well, right now, Phoenix does. They got 81 points from their big three in Ayton, Book, and Chris Paul. They got a lot of help from their Cam Johnson was really good for them. The way that they continue to do what they're doing, the way that they win is to continue to do what they're doing. Chris Paul gets Ayton in a lot of pick and pop action. He gets him in a lot of pick and dive action. And that works. That absolutely works. What does Milwaukee have to do to slow Ayton down? Well, you guys got to gang rebound. Because Ayton dominates on the backboard. He's been dominant on the backboard. And if that's going to continue, you guys are not going to have a shot. Giannis can't be the only one rebounding. He can't be. You guys have to gang rebound against Ayton, and you got to create second chance points. especially on the offensive end, you got to create second chance points. And what's big about that is when you create second chance points, you put Ayton on the defense. When you put Ayton on the defense, you take away from some of his offense. So how do you put Ayton on the defense? Like we just got finished talking about. You gang rebound on the offensive end. You have to go at him going to the basket. See if you can create fouls. Bang on him. Get into his body and make him work defensively. Because that will take away from some of his offense. And I think another thing that's important is moving the basketball and making Phoenix work on defense as a unit. What you also have to do in this particular situation is get Drew Holiday more involved offensively. He has to get more involved offensively. He had 10 shots. My starting two guard can only shoot 10 shots. I thought he did a really good job on Book. Him and Middleton as a whole, I thought they did a good job on Book. Keeping him off balance, making him take tough shots. A lot of the stuff that Book got was in transition. And the stuff that he got in the half court, those were tough shots. So I'd like to see that continue, right? I would like to see that continue. And if you could keep Book at 8 for 21, if you could keep him at 9 for 24 and increase your offense, Milwaukee, I think you'll have a better shot as opposed to those three guys just going for 81 and Drew Holiday only shooting 10 shots. Because like I've said in the past, the way Milwaukee plays, he falls in love with the three ball. Not because that's his game, but because that's how Milwaukee plays. You'll see Middleton shooting it. You'll see Giannis shooting it. And Drew Holiday's game is more going to the basket in the mid-range. He can shoot the long ball. Let's not discredit that he can't shoot the long ball, because he can absolutely shoot the long ball. That's his game. No question about that. He can shoot the long ball. That's in his game. But his game, the strengths of his game are going downhill or hitting the mid-range and going downhill and him defending. Those two things are huge in his game. And he has to be more productive offensively more than anything, because we know what Drew Holiday is going to bring defensively. He's been an all-league defender. So we know who he is as an on-ball defender and as an off-ball defender. We know who this guy is, but he has to be more productive offensively. And I'd like to see Coach Bud dig into that bench more. Bobby Portis has to play more than 15 minutes. That 15 minutes was not enough. I think Teague needs to play more than 8 minutes. Forbes needs to be more involved in the game. I'd like to see the Milwaukee Bucks not just get out and transition more, but I'd like to see them get out and transition more and get better shots. Because I think that's going to be big for them too. If they getting out in transition and they're just shooting tough shots, that's not helping them. But if they're getting out in transition and they're getting open shots, that's really good for them. Absolutely. So I think Milwaukee's got a good shot. I think they got a good chance of winning this game too, if they just short up those things. Phoenix, if they could continue to do what they're doing, and Chris Paul stays healthy, they got a really good shot at winning this thing. And not just winning it going away. I do think that Milwaukee is going to respond tomorrow night. I do think that they're going to respond tomorrow night. I do think the game plan is going to be different, particularly defensively. I don't think you're going to see Brook Lopez switching on to Chris Paul 24, 25 feet away from the basket, because there's no reason to do that. No reason to switch that far away from the basket. If You get a pick and roll with Chris Paul at 28 feet. There's no reason to switch. And the reason why there's no reason to switch is because he's not going to shoot from out there. You could go under the screen. He's not going to do anything from out there, that far away from the basket. Even 24, even 25 feet. If he's going to shoot that, then we'll live with that. But I don't think we're going to see any more of Giannis switching on the Chris Paul that far away from the basket. There may be switches going on during the pick and roll action, but I don't think we're going to see guys switching on Chris Paul that far away from the basket. I think Milwaukee has a really good shot at winning tomorrow night. I think that they're going to change the things that I just got finished talking about. I think they're going to change those things, and I think they got a really good shot at winning tomorrow night. So we'll see. I'll get with you guys in the morning. Great to see you.